unofficial Universal Orlando podcast is a member of the Mice Chat Podcast Network. MicePod.com. Now, discover the universe, one theme park at a time.
Greetings, Universal fans. It's time for the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast, discovering more about the Universal Orlando Resort, as well as Universal Studios Hollywood, Japan, and Singapore.
Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 96 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast, brought to you by Mice Chat and sponsored by Fairy Godmother Travel and the Producers Club. Woohoo!
Yeah.
I am Darren. You are Hunter.
I am myself.
You are Tracy.
Last time I checked.
And you are Lee.
Unfortunately.
And together we form the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast.
Woo!
Woo! Woo!
How's everybody doing today? Good?
Awesome.
Brilliant, thank you.
Excellent.
All right. Party on.
I was just going to say that.
All right, let's just go ahead and start right off with the news update.
Hello everyone, Tracy here. We begin with the biggest news we've had for a while. We are deep into Media Preview Week for Universal Orlando's Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Diagon Alley, and we've seen pictures of the interior of the land, but at an impromptu press conference with some of the members of the movie cast, it was announced that Diagon Alley will grand open to the public on July the 8th. Now, earlier in the week, Universal finally revealed details of the interactive wands that we've been speculating on for a while. In the article on their official blog, they stated, pick up an interactive wand at a store in Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade, then look for bronze medallions embedded in the street that mark the various shop windows where you can cast spells. Once you're there, just perform the correct spell and watch the magic come to life. With a simple swish and flick, you can levitate a feather quill at Scribulus, use a silencing charm to quiet the maddening song of the Whooper bird at Magical Menagerie, and light all the lamps and chandeliers in Flim Flam's Lantern's window. Head over to Universal Orlando's official blog to watch the video of Oliver and James Phelps along with Bonnie Wright trying them out. I will now pass you over to Gregory for the first of his new on-location resort report segments. This one is from the newly opened Italian restaurant at Universal Orlando's City Walk, Vivo, which opened on Monday. So over to Gregory and then we'll take a quick break and come back with our interview.
Hey everybody, this is Gregory on location at Vivo opening day. With me I have Derek Bergen. What do you think, Derek?
Howdy. It was absolutely fantastic. I was blown away. You said earlier on that you've heard it looked like an Italian antojitos, and I have to kind of agree, but in a good way. I mean, it looks really sharp in there, and the food was just fantastic.
Oh, man, we had a little bit of everything, and you're going to love coming out here to Vivo, I think. Try the chicken marsala, try the meatballs. The handmade meatballs are outstanding.
What was it like meeting executive chef Steve Jason hand in hand? What'd you think?
It's such a highlight of me because since visiting a Wizarding World in 2011, to think this man single-handedly takes so much of my money out of my wallet, and I willingly gave it to him, and I will willingly give him so much more in the future. But it's like meeting an idol.
Deserves every single penny. What stood out to you? We tried a lot of appetizers, a lot of entrees, and pretty much every dessert. Which of the three was the biggest highlight for you?
I gotta say, just having all the spreads to start the meal, just all kinds of cheeses and spreads and everything is just so delicious. But Universal knows how to make a good dessert.
Exactly. I'm a pizza guy. I love the pizzas they have for appetizers, but the desserts, oh my gosh. I just ate at Chop Chop a couple months ago, had everything there, blew me away. This is a very similar experience, except here it was even more, I'd say, artistically designed. I mean, everything just looked beautiful, and then you tasted it. It was just fantastic. For me, the highlight was, what were those little rolls? Cannolis or whatever they were?
The
half cannolis?
Cannolis.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I could have another 2 or 3 of those.
The other one was a nani, I think it was called, and it was like a chocolate thing that Steve Jason said was his grandmother's recipe, and it's just something to go out of your way for. If you just want a dessert on your way out of the parks after a full day, you come here, you're Lee and Tracy 2 years from now, touring Diagon Alley, you want a nightcap, stop by Vivo for desserts. It's just fantastic.
Absolutely. Now, Vivo replaced Pasta More. Upgrade?
A big upgrade. Pasta More just looked cheap. I mean, I've been to Universal for years and years, have tried pretty much everywhere. Most people that know me love about NASCAR grill, so it's not like I have a high bar for quality. And just Pasta More had nothing that said come in here and try it. I tried their to-go window, and it was just average food. So this is a monstrous upgrade. It just along the line of everywhere. Antojitos, replace Latin Corner, all these places I would never try before. Now I'm really anticipating going to the new venues, and they're blowing me away.
So out of 5 unofficial Universal Globes, what do you give it?
Right now, it's 5.5 because, I mean, not every experience am I going to try all the foods. Am I going to get served by Steve Jason? Probably in the back, hand making the stuff for us personally. So it was a different experience, but it was really exceptional quality, especially for day one. Usually, this is when they're struggling. Everything's late. The food's different, mixed, mediocre quality. This was consistent across the board. Everything came out on time. And the sound quality, I really had a great time.
Yeah, I recognize a lot of staff members from Antojitos Open. I think they learned a lot. I gotta agree with you. 5 Universal Globes. So
5.5.
Thanks for your time, Derek. Back to you guys.
Diagon Alley is opening at Universal Studios Florida on July 8th, and we know all you witches and wizards can't wait to visit. So let our friends at Fairy Godmother Travel deal with the muggles in resort reservations. They are Universal Parks and Resort specialists, as well as an authorised Disney vacation planner, and their service is free to you. From the new Cabana Bay Hotel to those other hotels run by a mouse, Fairy Godmother Travel can book all your Orlando area vacation needs. And make sure to let them know you heard about them because of the UUOP, because every UUOP referral helps us continue to bring you the best Universal coverage. Contact them today by phone on 832-284-4002 or toll free 888-939-642539 or go to fairygodmothertravel.com. Let Fairy Godmother Travel make your next vacation magical.
We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.
Okay, welcome back. Now with us, we have the show director of Entertainment Creative Development at Universal Orlando, Lora Wallace.
Hi.
So let's start at the beginning. How did you come to work for Universal?
Okay, well, I started at Universal Orlando in 1996, and my first job here was a Bride of Frankenstein and the Beetlejuice Graveyard Review. I was contracted there as the Bride of Frankenstein for several years, and then contracted to do a couple of other dance and singing shows throughout the park for a few years. Then I was asked by a few of our show directors at the time if I would start to choreograph for some of the production shows. For the first show I ever choreographed for Universal was Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure in 1998.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I also choreographed another show that year called Inferno. And that was, while I was still being a performer, they would bring me in to just choreograph those shows, as well as those show directors at the time kind of took me under their wing and kind of taught me about their parades and all the other productions kind of throughout the year. So I was used as a kind of a performance captain, if you will, kind of in the same light that we have performance captains now. I was used in that way. They really took me under their wing, taught me all that it took to go into kind of producing and show directing all the different shows that they had in the production realm, the seasonal shows. And then in 2000, I became a show director.
Oh, that is really neat. And what's a typical day for you?
Well, there is no typical day, but every day, that's what makes our job so exciting, is that it depends on the season, and what we have going on depends on what we do in a day. There are days that we are heavily into the conceptualizing of, next year's Halloween, or conceptualizing of any new product that entertainment wants to put out there. So those days are filled with, research and development kind of things. But then days like what we're doing now, and what the show directors do in concept development is we take the concept, we create the concept, and we take the show all the way through opening and the production side of the show. So right now, my typical day is to come in and run rehearsals and direct the talent in the show that we're creating. So like I said, every day is new and different, but that's what makes just what we do so fun and so interesting.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. I need a new job. Mine's not that exciting, unfortunately.
Okay, and let's talk about some of those the big projects you've worked on in the past. One of the first ones you mentioned was the Beetlejuice show. That's something that's been going on till currently.
Yeah, I've been a part of, I think, the last three versions of the Beetlejuice Graveyard Review. One, of course, as a performer, and then I was brought on as a choreographer for the next two versions. And this last time I got to take the concept and run with it on how we change it to the new graveyard mashup, which was so fun. It was like going home in a way and getting to play with all the things that, where I started and the stage that I started on and with the characters that I started here. So it was great fun to kind of make that show into something new as it was the stage I started on. I also was I was the creative show director on the Universal Superstar Parade, which was a project that was very different than most of the projects we work on, because it was a several-year concept and development before we went into the production side. So it was just a much longer concept and development time for us, which was amazing because that allowed us all the little details that you see in the parade. That allowed us to flesh those out so that we could put on a spectacular parade for the younger kids, the younger clientele that comes to our park. I also, I've worked on Grinchmas, our holiday spectacular. I've worked on Grinchmas since, I believe, 1999, 2000 time. One of our first years of Grinch when we were a three-part show out in Seuss Island, and then I got the wonderful idea to move it inside, and I was the creative development show director on taking it inside and getting to add all the wonderful video that we add to the show and making it come to life within an indoor venue. That was really an awesome opportunity that I got for that one product that we have done for so long, and that's been a tradition of ours.
I know Tracy's a big fan of Grinchmas, and she's been trying to pester me to come over for a long time. But it's something we'd love to experience is Grinchmas, and it's just an awkward time of year for us. But, I want to go back a little bit onto how did you come from doing Beetlejuice then to working on something as big as Halloween Horror Nights, Lora?
Well, I worked, like I said, on different aspects of Halloween for several years before they brought me into the development of the more scare side of our Halloween Horror Nights. And I will tell you, it's kind of a funny story. I never was a huge fan of haunted houses, which is why TJ Manarino, who was my director at the time, he said, we're going to put you in our creative development team for haunted houses. And I went, what? You're crazy. And he said, but he really wanted my viewpoint of being someone who's so scared of haunted houses in that development, which at first, I was a little skeptical about it, but it really was fun because I did bring a whole nother side to someone who really gets scared. I brought that to the table of this is what would really scare me. So I've worked with I've worked with houses. I started working with houses, I think, back in 2003, 2004, and I've worked on house development. I've also worked the last several years on our street program development of those different things we do out in the street. I've also gotten to work on the Rocky Horror Picture Show, being the show director in the development of that show as well.
Which was really amazing. That was actually my first experience ever with the Rocky Horror Picture Show, was seeing it at Halloween Horror Nights. And then I watched the movie afterwards, and just the crowd interaction with that show and everything is just really amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. It's a fun show to do. Doing things like Halloween, it just takes us out of what we do every day with theme park. Halloween is such a different, we change over the park so much. It's so fun, and it's just a very different style of entertainment to put out there. And Rocky is that, and it's definitely a fun show to do every year.
I'd like to do that one. I love
sure.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
We're really big fans of live entertainment in the parks on the show, and it's something that we've sort of seen over the last few years has gone on the decline, and it's good to see that it seems to be actually coming more to the fore in Universal now, with the likes of the stuff that's in Hogsmeade, and like you say, Beetlejuice just getting a new lease of life and stuff, and the parade, I suppose, along with that as well. What was the decision behind bringing a parade to the parks, Laura?
Well, we really wanted to do something, like I said, to touch that younger age group of clients that come into our park. We have Barney, which is very lovable, and he's the lovable purple dinosaur that all much younger kids like. But we wanted to hit the market of family. And we felt like the Superstar Parade and all the different intellectual properties we have in the Superstar Parade gave a little something for everybody in the family.
Absolutely agree.
Despicable Me, some of the older people in the family absolutely love Despicable Me, and the kids love the Minions. But yet, kids are very attracted to Dora the Explorer. But within the parade itself, we tried to add elements that if you were an adult and you're not quite into Dora, you still would love the monkeys bouncing all over and doing some acrobatics on that float. So again, we tried to we wanted to do a product in our park that would touch all ages, that a family could see and experience together and really enjoy as the whole family unit.
It's really good. We checked it out when we came over last year, and like you say, I think the Despicable Me floats were probably our family's favourites. Because our kids are a little older, but it's good. We hadn't seen Hop at the time, and we've watched it since, and we've become quite fond of Hop. So when we head over next time, I definitely want to catch the parade again to see more of Hop.
Yeah, that's another great thing about the parade. You have to, there's so much to see. You can come back several times and see something new every time you come back.
Yeah, definitely. The Pogo guys are my favorite personally too. They were just awesome.
Yes. That was just it was a fun, we wanted something different, something that, we haven't seen in a theme park. And Pogos were just perfect. They, with just the title Hop, why wouldn't you do something that around?
Stemming from, working at Universal, we hear that you've, gone overseas and worked a lot in the other parks as well.
I got the amazing opportunity to go over to Universal Singapore, and I lived there for 6 months helping to develop their animated program with all of their animated characters. I helped develop a couple of shows that were over there for the casino. So it's been a great opportunity to travel. I've traveled all over the world for Universal as a performer and as a show director. And it's just been, Universal has given me opportunities that, I don't know if I could get anywhere else.
Awesome. So when you went over to Singapore then, Laura, did you find it different working with a slightly different audience than working like with the American audience as far as the entertainment offerings?
Well, not really. It wasn't a whole lot different than an American audience over there. I found that with because I did work a lot with the animated program, and I found that they were a lot more engaged and willing to dance with the animated characters than maybe we are here. And I don't know why that is, but they absolutely adore all of the animated characters. We realize that, and maybe it was just something the children over there hadn't seen, but just to see the children's reactions to Woody and Winnie Woodpecker, was absolutely amazing. They had animated Frankenstein over there. People fell in love with him. So that to me was the biggest maybe difference is they were embracing and running up to the characters. Where here in the United States, we're a lot more structured with lines and all about the autograph books and pictures. So
okay. Now I know. I think it was last year was the 3rd year of Halloween Horror Nights in Singapore. Have you been involved in that at all, Laura?
No. We, our creative group will sometimes send over things that we have done in the past as more of just ideas for them to create their product, but we really aren't involved in what they do over there.
Obviously, I think the main focus of your stuff at Halloween Horror Nights at Orlando recently has been the streetmosphere, the street experience. Is that right, Laura? Now, they've evolved quite a bit over the last few years, haven't they? You know, where did that change come from? Because I know Tracy and I, we've only ever been to Halloween Horror Nights once, and that was in 2004 when it was sort of dedicated scare zones, whereas now it seems to be more a park-wide experience. What was the thought behind that change?
Well, I mean, initially we always tried to do something new. So we kind of went to more of a park-wide atmospheric environment and different, not zonal environment when we opened Superstar Parade. And that was purely because that we knew daily we couldn't obstruct the parade route. And then last year doing Walking Dead experience over the whole park, that was just based on the fact that we thought that would be a wonderful experience for our guests. So you never know what we have in store for you, because really there's no trend that we will stay on too long. We always want our guests coming back, getting something very different than what they saw the year before.
Yeah. I would just like to step in and say that Lee and I and the kids are coming next year for Halloween. Please, please, please do not do a clown special.
I can't confirm or deny that there will be clowns on Halloween.
I may have just given you a great idea. You'll hear the biggest scream you've ever heard before in your life.
I will say, yeah, we need to bring Jack the Clown back.
No, definitely no. Not enough therapy in the world.
So yeah, out of all the big projects that we're talking about here, which one do you feel is your baby? Your most proud creation there?
That's a question that I've been asked often, and that it's hard to really answer that. I have a fond place in my heart for the holiday program that I get to be involved in, the Macy's Holiday Parade, Grinchmas, Mannheim concerts. I love that only because that is my favorite holiday. Christmas is my favorite holiday, but it is truly amazing to get to create just such different and new product for Halloween. Again, I go back to, I never was a huge horror fan, and I have become that horror fan. So that has become more and more just amazing to me to get to be a part of that and to get to scare people like that. Superstar Parade, the Beetlejuice Graveyard Mashup, every one of the shows that I've gotten to develop and work on, it makes me so proud to just work at Universal that I get to do things that truly make me happy and are fun to do, and work with people that I call my family, and just make our guests have a great time. My biggest thing is once you open a show, to watch the guest reactions. When we opened the Superstar Parade, watching those little kids dance, as they watch the parade, what just made me tear up. When we just opened the Beetlejuice Graveyard Mashup, one of my proudest moments was as people were walking out of the very first show we did, I heard a little 7-year-old say to her mom, "Mommy, can we come back?" And that's what makes it all matter. It's just seeing those guests walk away with those kind of reactions.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, Laura, just a silly little question, really. Have you ever been tempted, just for a one-off, to hop back on stage and perform?
Not really, because even though I became a show director kind of before everyone thought I would, but at a young age, I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be.
Brilliant.
I feel I get more of a charge anymore in my life off of guest reactions. I get that emotional connection, seeing and being a part of the audience and seeing how they react all around me. I guess maybe it's the same kind of charge that I got back in my early 20s as being a performer. But this is really, I love casting people in shows. I love developing people into the characters they're supposed to be in. And again, I just love sitting in that audience and hearing how the guests are reacting. So I really don't have that itch to go back on stage.
I can understand that.
Well, jumping into something that's a little bit timely and that, as we're recording, this is still going on. How amazing has it been working with the guys for the Mardi Gras celebrations at the parks, Laura?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've gotten to work closely with Kern from New Orleans, the leaders of Mardi Gras, the kings of Mardi Gras, and that is just that project is just so fun because we, as the creative development team, we get to travel to New Orleans. We get to pick out the kind of concept ideas that we want our floats to be every year. We get to work closely with them in developing what each float will be like, the shape of the float. And as through the years, our float shapes have definitely changed. Our themes have all been different. And changing that theme every year is awesome. Getting to, create with the costuming team, the development of, what this theme, what kind of characters would go with that theme. It's just fun. And again, watching the people, watching our guests have so much fun, catching the beads and watching the concerts, and just it's a party, right? It's the night of the week to just have a party in our park, and again, it's very different than other things that we work on, which again makes what we do so interesting and so fun.
I mean, it's a celebration that Tracy and I haven't managed to get over, which seems to be a bit of a trend. But we had friends over there about 4 or 5 weeks ago who actually messaged me from the parks going, this Mardi Gras thing's going on tonight. Is it worth going to? And we were just like, yes.
Screaming at them, yes, go.
And they went and absolutely loved it.
Yeah, this year's floats are beautiful. And like I said, it's definitely a must to go to because, one, you get the concert, and we always have amazing concerts during Mardi Gras. And the people, and it's all a part of your ticket price, so you can come and have a great time. It just, again, it completely shifts what the park is over to something new and different. And again, I love that we do that seasonally. We get to do something different that people, it is a tradition. Mardi Gras is a tradition for our guests, and the holiday package is a tradition, and Halloween is a tradition, and we get the opportunity to change the park over to be something so new every season.
Yeah, I was just there this past Saturday for Mardi Gras, and I got to say the Victorian, the steampunk float, and the costumes with those are just amazing. They were getting swarmed before the parade even started when they were doing the photo ops and everything. Those were incredible, very cool. And then of course after that, seeing Huey Lewis perform probably one of the best concerts I've ever seen.
Wow,
it was just an amazing night.
Good, yeah. The costumes this year, we've gone from super sexy, but these are just a classier kind of sexy vibe that we have this year, which is truly amazing. And the steampunk vibe is very popular right now. So I think we hit it on the mark this year.
Definitely.
So moving on from like the Mardi Gras thing then, you mentioned it there that it was your favourite part of year, Laura. How has it been working on the Macy's parade then? Because I believe you actually worked with the guys who create the Macy's parade in New York, is that right?
Yes, we work closely with Macy's New York and the people that put on the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Currently, we're working closely on some new ideas we have for this year's Macy's Holiday Parade. And I'm emailing back and forth different concepts for us to add to our parade. They email us kind of what's happening within their parade so that we have a synergy between the two. So yeah, we work closely with them all throughout the year to get new product in our parade, as well as to put something in their parade that will represent our parade that everyone will see on Thanksgiving Day.
Cool.
Fantastic.
I know one of the things from last year's was the pink hippo. Everyone was happy to see the pink hippo come back.
Oh my gosh, it has to come back this year because that was one of my biggest hopes and dreams to get, because I had told the Macy's team the year before the Happy Pink Hippo arrived that I really wanted that song, I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas, was one of my all-time favorites. And they, when they came down last summer and revealed to me that they were building the Happy Hippo for me, I was I won. Again, tears. I teared up because that was just amazing. And we did, for the first time ever, we brought the balloon, the Happy Hippo balloon out early and did a little dance around it. We had never done that before, integrating these gorgeous balloons into a little bit of a production number. I hope that we do that more in the future and build upon that.
Excellent. Well, we know you're taking your time up from work, and you sounds like you're a very busy woman. So we're gonna let you go. But thank you so much for coming on the show today, and thank you for everything that you brought to the parks. We definitely enjoy every aspect of it. And
Absolutely,
it's just awesome.
Oh, well, thank you. You guys were great. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Laura.
All right, you too.
Thanks.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, Laura.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, moving on from Laura, it's time to invite listener David Fuller on for our first new listener Q&A. Hey, David, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks. Glad to be here.
Okay,
Hello.
and where are you speaking to us from?
I'm actually talking to you from a place called Tahlequah, Oklahoma, in the Midwestern of the United States.
All right, I'm originally a Illinois boy myself, so.
Jesse, we're outnumbered tonight.
Yep.
Yes, the Americans are overtaking.
Stop putting yous in words.
We wrote them first. Shut up.
It is the English language.
Anyway.
All right, yeah, let's get right into it here. Which Universal Park do you visit most regularly?
We've been to the Universal Orlando 4 times. I've only been to Hollywood once. So it would have to be Universal Orlando, Florida.
Good choice.
Good. And when did you first visit Universal Orlando? Let's go with that one.
Yeah.
Sure. The first time I went, it had only been open about 4 years. It was kind of an exciting time to go. I don't recall the exact year. I'm sorry. And
it'd be about 94 then if it was 4 years in-ish.
Yes. Yeah. That sounds about right. And then we went back the year before Harry Potter opened, saw the castle, and was very sad that we weren't enjoying that. So then we've been back twice since Harry Potter's Hogsmeade has opened.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. In 94, I'm presuming they had most of their initial technical difficulties down pat by that point, right?
Yeah, it was running fairly smoothly. I remember the big thing was they called the big three the Power Alley. You know, you went and you had you had Jaws, and you had Earthquake, and you had King Kong, and
that'll have been opening. The second iteration of Jaws at that point as well, won't it?
Yep.
Yes, everybody would run there and had the Power Alley, and most everything was working at that time.
When did you last visit a Universal Park?
Our last visit was 2 years ago. We were in Orlando and spent about 5 days split between the Islands of Adventure and the studios side.
Nice.
We try to go as often as we can with finances and other things interfering with that on occasion.
Oh yes, we know
the
that.
Last time we were there. But the interesting thing about being where I am is I'm really equidistant between both parks, and so it's about a 22-hour drive to Florida and a 21-hour drive to California.
Right.
So sometimes it's kind of which way should we go this time? But
it's going to be even worse once the Wizarding World opens at Hollywood because you think.
Could be a slightly more pull.
So obviously, you've said you've visited Universal Hollywood. Have you happened to visit any of the other parks around the world?
I have not been overseas, no, sir. I have not visited any of the overseas Harry Potters. Having heard the podcast about the Singapore, that sounded very interesting, but no, I have not had an opportunity to travel over the pond.
Okay, so which is your favorite retired attraction?
My favorite retired attraction. It would probably have to be Back to the Future.
Oh,
good man.
I loved it when I was there. My neck still hurts. My wife had to have still getting chiropractic adjustments on occasion.
Still receiving settlement fund.
Yes, but having been a fan of the movies, and at the time the ride was revolutionary. Really, nothing else like it. It was the saddest for me to see it go.
Mm-hmm. So, which is your favorite current attraction?
Our favorite current attraction. My favorite current attraction. I'm a bit of a thrill junkie. I've conveniently got my 2 young daughters to join in with me. We really just can't go wrong with the Hulk coaster. It's there's nothing like being launched out of the tube and flipping upside down.
That first 30 seconds is amazing.
pure adrenaline excitement, I really like that. For an overall experience, I think our family's we like the Mummy, just as far as the roller coaster elements and the other interactive show elements. That's probably the family favorite.
Good answers, because everyone usually the go-to answers, it's either Forbidden Journey or it's Spider-Man or Transformers, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're odd that way.
I know, it's good. It's good to be different.
Yeah, and definitely, as the Mummy is my favorite attraction, I definitely have your back on that one.
It is, and I've ridden it in California, and it's really, the Florida one blows that away by a lot.
Right.
One in California was slightly disappointing, but for the full effect, or you can't beat the Florida version.
Would you agree with me real quick in saying that Hollywood has a better queue overall?
I think that it does, and I meant to type in one time and didn't do this. The Universal Hollywood is just a completely different experience. I really don't think of that as a theme park. I really have to think of it as a movie studio.
Yeah.
They do have the theme park elements, but it's just a whole different beast and a completely different experience. If guests are worried about going out there because they've done the things in Florida, I don't think you should worry about that because it's really an entire different setting and environment.
I think they seem to be moving more towards with what they've got planned with the Evolution plan. It seems like they're moving more towards the theme park model.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But we've had this discussion before where I think Hollywood does have a better version of the Jurassic Park attraction and vice versa.
Yeah.
Yes, to see the Jeep flying over the edge is more exciting, than the crate coming down on
Definitely.
top. So.
And it's got the T-Rex in twice as well, hasn't it? Whereas Orlando's only got it once.
Yep.
Yes.
And I believe they also have 2 additional Ultrasaurs.
Ah.
They're like the infant versions. Anyways, carrying on. So, what is your favorite area of the parks?
My favorite area of the parks, as much as I enjoy the thrill rides, I actually kind of enjoyed the people watching aspect as well. I really enjoy just like going to the New York section of the studios and like sitting on a bench and watching people, like to be sitting there and to hear the music from Odd Couple or some other movie soundtrack blare over the speaker system, and that's just kind of like nirvana for me. So I kind of like the sort of peaceful places where you can sit down and just get involved in the atmosphere.
It's a lot of people miss that at Universal. They treat, I don't know, like a lot of Disney fans seem to treat Universal differently because they feel it's a different park, but there are places where you can just literally go and grab a drink and hang out and enjoy that atmosphere, and a lot of people miss that.
Definitely, especially in the New York section where you can just grab a seat on one of the stairs nearby and watch people walk by and listen to their conversations and everything.
Or dance on the sidewalks, Tracy?
Oh, yes.
In the 4 visits that you've had to Orlando then, David, do you have a memory that's stuck with you that you always think back to, think that was one of my best memories ever?
Well, I've always been kind of a fan of theme parks, but what makes me a fan is basically the family time. I know you travel with your children when you guys go over, and it's just... Anytime I go, that's the memory, is just being with the family. We've stayed on site. I've only stayed at the Hard Rock Hotel. I have visited the other 2 locations, but have not stayed there. But you could not tear me away from the Hard Rock. That's sort of our nirvana of hotels. And for me, floating in the hotel with the rock music blaring underneath the water and enjoying that Florida sun is just a memory and feeling that me and my family love immensely.
Well, you need to go and try the kitchen challenge then next time you stay at the Hard Rock.
I've heard that it didn't end well, so I'm very nervous based on what I've heard.
It ended worse for certain people, yes.
I just like to say I came out and an hour later I was kind of like, right, what are we eating?
Yeah.
I tried to avoid getting sick on vacation and not engaging activities that will do the opposite.
It was certainly an experience.
I'll put it this way, I never looked at cake the exact same way.
And you didn't even try it.
I know, I was watching you 2 eat it.
I didn't eat for a day after, and all I did was take pictures.
Recoiled in fear up against the wall.
Yeah. So right on the back of that, what is your favorite place to eat? First, we'll start off with like in the parks.
Our favorite place to eat in the parks. We've actually, I know there's some controversy, but we've been to Mythos twice, and we've loved it both times we've gone.
I love Mythos.
I think what you get there is more of signature type dining, and it's just a great atmosphere, and just really our favorite place to eat in the parks.
Yeah, and really, it's only a few dollars more than everything else in the park, and I think it's really worth it to have that kind of table service and everything.
Although I'll share my favorite meal I've ever had. The first time we went to Universal Florida after Harry Potter had opened, we'd driven it got there really late in the afternoon. It had been raining, so we decided, okay, let's just go to the park, hoping that there's not a lot of people there. So we went to the Three Broomsticks, and not knowing how much food was involved, it ordered the Great Feast.
Okay.
Oh.
And I'm not sure if it's the fact that we've been driving in the car so long, or we were just happy to be there, but that truly was the best meal I've ever had. Was that just, here's your 4 giant chickens. And
wow.
And we just, that's my favorite meal I've ever had there, but as far as a restaurant, I choose Mythos.
Excellent. And do you have a favorite in like City Walk?
Yes, we've usually alternate between Margaritaville and Bubba Gump, and we probably enjoy Bubba Gump a little more.
Mm-hmm.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Yes. We like that
I haven't
one.
been as adventuresome and eaten as many places in City Walk, but those are our 2 kind of favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
It's always good to have a place to go that you know you're going to get good food and good service and good atmosphere.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Yeah. So are you a Rip Ride Rocket rider?
Yes, we have rode the Rip Ride Rocket. The first time I went, it was never open for technical problems.
Uh-huh.
But the last time we were there, it was. And, it's a very unique experience. I wouldn't, to me, it's not really an adrenaline thrill type ride, although it does have very unique elements to it.
Uh-huh.
It's enjoyable, but I would rank the Hulk and Dragon Challenge probably above the Rip Ride Rocket, in my opinion.
I agree. And now, do you have a go-to song on Rip Ride Rocket?
I do not. I usually let my daughters pick my song for me, so every time I know what it's going to be, but
brave man.
I defer to the young ladies.
So, what's your Men in Black high score?
Men in Black high score is not very good. I have never tried to memorize my number. I didn't know till listening, to some podcasts back, some of the tricks of the trade. I'm usually too busy watching things to be shooting things, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But certainly something that I could improve on.
I think we'll have to get Gregory on the show at some point and do like a Men in Black 101, because that bloke knows every trick.
I can certainly use the input. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So actually, this is supposed to be the final one. We're going to jump in a little bit. Of all the places that have opened in City Walk and are due to open in the next few months, is there anywhere particularly you're excited to eat?
Just because I'm not sure what to expect. Is it the Cowfish, I believe, is opening? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that one sounds the most interesting as far as fusion of food.
I agree.
So not quite sure what to expect, but I think if we were to pick a place, I'd look forward to that. And can I chime in with one final thought or comment? I've been listening for over 2.5 years, but I did hear your very first episode that you had done.
Oh,
I was looking for some sort of planning, and I'm not sure if I've become more Britanized. I don't know if that's a word. Or you've become more Americanized. But after I heard the first one, those many years ago, I really couldn't understand any of it.
All right.
I don't know if it was me or if it was you. But after so many years now, it sounds like I'm talking to family. I understand everyone perfectly. But I remember tuning into episode 1 wondering, what are these people saying?
Don't worry, we were sat there thinking, what on earth are we saying?
I listened back to it now and we were so wooden it was untrue. And it's just like, I remember the first time we played it for the kids and Jade went, why are you talking like that? It's like, what do you mean? You don't normally talk like that.
But it was a lot of fun to see the evolution.
Thanks, David.
It's been a lot of fun.
We will wrap up with a final question as we ask everybody. Butterbeer, frozen or regular?
Well, there's no other choice than frozen, by golly. Yes. It has to be frozen.
Yeah.
Tut, tut, tut.
There you have it.
I would just like to say that pumpkin juice is an acceptable answer in my book. It is.
It's a butterbeer preference.
It has to be butterbeer. I'm waiting forward to the ice cream. I can't imagine what the butterbeer ice cream is going to be like.
Oh, awesome. All right. Well, thank you for joining us, David. And that will bring us to the end of episode 96. So for Tracy, Hunter, Lee, Laura, and David, I'm Darren, and this has been the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast.
That does it for another unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Between shows, we'd love for you to get in touch. So email us with your spews, funny schmitz, comments, questions, and news to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Keep up with what's going on every day by following us on Twitter at UUO Podcast, like our Facebook page at facebook.com/UUO Podcast, follow us on Instagram and Pinterest at UUO Podcast, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/UUO Podcast, and don't miss a show by subscribing to us on iTunes, and please leave us a review. Not an Apple user? Then head over to uuopodcast.libsyn.com and subscribe to the feed while you're there. You can also find us on Stitcher Radio and at micepod.com. Come find us on our partner site, micechat.com, join the forums, and say hello. So thanks for listening, and remember, be adventurous.
This has been a micepod.com presentation.
Mice Chat.